This is not a great time for IPOs. I don't know if anyone would have anticipated this war. I don't know if anyone would have anticipated, these changes with the Supreme Court and tariffs or all these things. But I think people were feeling good about an IPO market. And then there's probably going to be one of two things. And I think we talked a little bit about this sooner. Could smaller companies slide in and, say, hey, here are interesting companies. Might be great companies. These are founders who've worked very hard for a decade or more building a couple $100 million company, even a $1 billion company that could go public in maybe Q2 after they do their annual audit. And then what does it mean for these mega companies? They're going to raise $50 billion plus. So you talked about OpenAI, Anthropic, maybe Stripe, depending on where they wind up, and obviously SpaceX, that they will have such gravity.
Make your prediction on the most likely to least likely of those.
I think
huge
SpaceX
ones.
is going to go.
It needs it.
I think it probably needs at least, because I think it's less capital consumptive than maybe some of the other ones. I would say, if I was picking a bit ago, I now that this is this mega Elon company probably does need some capital, especially if they're going to be providing internet from space and doing all kinds of different stuff that's still a bit unclear. But the main thing that's going to drive that IPO is going to be Elon. But OpenAI seems like the company that needs to go public.
Right, it
just
keeps talking up how much
consumptive.
money it wants to spend. So
just has raised more money in the private markets, and probably for the first time in history, or my history, I go back in the markets to the 90s, that companies are going to run out of private capital. I mean, SpaceX, OpenAI have accessed every bucket, every pocket, every sofa cushion of private capital.
Right.
And they're about done.
And if there was any more money to come, it would be sovereign wealth, and that the Middle East is now tied up.
Yes, they have
in a war.
They have their other problems, and the world's more uncertain.